So I just wanted to do a quick video on public photography, basically. So what many people don't realize is, and I go around, I record everything, you know, I'm a vlogger, if you want to call it that. I had over 80,000 people following me. Ooh, do I want a pat in the back? Certainly not. It's a cancerous platform, communistic piece of shit. TikTok, the aforementioned platform. Anyway, you know, so I like doing videos, douching around, and avoiding pointless bickering and infantile garbage spewed by those with an 11-year-old mindset, and that is the political geniuses of the world. Anyway, when it comes to public photography, people don't realize you do not need somebody's consent in order to film them. You know, let's say you're in the post office. I'm going to be going to the post office, and we got to check our P.O. box. I'm going to be in the publicly accessible area, you know, where people stand and approach the postmaster, whoever is at the counter. I have every right to stand there and film, whether you like it or not. And the reason you cannot say, oh, you got my face on camera, you cannot use that without my permission. Or for you to say, you have my face on camera filming me, and I will sue you for doing that. The reason you are not able to sue, and it would be impossible for any, you know, 100% the reason is because you are in a public area, the publicly accessible area. You know, one could try to say, oh, you're filming behind the counter, you're filming the sensitive personal information, right? Addresses, this and that. And that will very easily be deduced as not the case. Not that I am, not that it's necessary for me to provide a reason. I don't have to tell anybody what I'm doing. If PD, you know, approaches me and says, hey, and that's without RAS, without reasonable articulable suspicion that I've done something I shouldn't, that has committed a crime, they cannot detain me. That means I do not have to answer them. This is not about trying to be a dick or trying to get a rise out of people. Certainly not. That would be, again, to use the same wordage, infantile and fucking childish and just a shitty thing to do to get views, or isn't that what the kids call clout? But yeah, whether we're in Walmart or whether I'm on the sidewalk right in front of your fucking house, or whatever, you know, we're at the public park, and let's say there's old people there, let's say there's kids in it, because that's another sensitive area, you know. Do you need permission to film people of any age, old and young? No, that is 100% legal, and you do not need anybody's permission to film anybody's grandchildren or their parents, for instance, you know. And I hate pedophiles. Well, you say one pedophile, one other Fruit Loop, so don't get me wrong. Legalize murdering pedophiles and then buying that person a slice of pie for doing it because, like, you don't applaud whenever you hear it on TV. Point being, that's not what it's not about dicking around. Just like there's, you know, hate speech is free speech, right? I'm against hate speech. I'm not a racist. I'm the least racist person in the world. You might like everything that I hate. You might listen to the music I hate, and you might be, black and suck dick left and right. Guess what? I'm as straight as they come, and I'm as anti-PC as they fucking come. I'm, guess, a boomer, as they call it, right? And I have a grin on my face, because arguing the internet is like competing in the Olympics. Even if you win, you're still retarded. It gets you nowhere. So, enough with the prick-waving bullshit, but basically, when it comes to public photography, you have no expectation of privacy in public. None. So, it doesn't matter where you are. And for one to say, oh, this person who I belligerently approached and said, you better not use my you better not use my face, you better not film my face, they have no right to come up there and state something that is completely not true in any shape, way, or form. And I've had this conversation with angsty, upset officers. Usually have to request a supervisor, but really what it comes down to is an ego thing. Or instead of being wildly irresponsible and wasting resources, what you could do is use common sense. It's like these people that call 911 when their fast food order's wrong. Happens frequently, you know. But basically, if you're in public, you have no expectation of privacy, and therefore couldn't sue anybody if you wanted, because there is no violation of something that you don't have, that is privacy. So when you're out in public, hold on. Yeah, puppy face. Oh, look at that tired little puppy face. So basically, when you're out in public, doesn't matter if you're in a federal building, you know. We could do, they call them audits, you know. You could exercise your constitutionally protected act of filming whatever the fuck you can see from public. So again, if you are at a building and there's signs that say, you know, no photography, or if you're outside, no photography, that doesn't apply when you're standing on a public easement or a public sidewalk. If I'm on a public sidewalk, I can film a prison all day. Suspicion is not a crime. Me wearing my overly offensive t-shirts and my facial tattoos, and making people upset is not a crime. Yeah, but causing a disturb, we already talked about that. It's not a disturbance, not when it comes down to it. And if I so choose, and I won't, I don't have to say what I'm up to just because a bunch of people talk shit and say, hey, he doesn't have a right to. No. Do I need anyone's permission to film you, even though it makes you emotionally off-put? Call the feelings police. Call the feelings police, right? Waste resources. You get educated on the law. Officers are. People are. It's not about being a dick. It's about doing what you have every right to do. And if you don't want to, you know, let's say cops show up and it's their policy to identify themselves. It's their policy to state the badge number when requested. I'm just giving you examples. So basically, if a cop pulls you over, you can cover your ears and you don't have to answer him. As long as your taillight's not out. As long as you've done nothing that you can only be detained if you're committing a crime, right? Am I suspected of committing a crime? No. So you can't detain me but I want to find that out. No, you don't have to identify yourself unless you committed a crime, right? So basically, if I go out in public and I cordially and calmly film whatever I see, I have every right to do that. Because it's, again, very deducible that I am not causing a disturbance. And if you don't want to be on camera, do not approach said camera. Common fucking sense, in which a lot of people obviously and blatantly lack. So basically, I'm going to film you, have every right to film you. I will go to places, you know, government buildings, post office, and I'll sit there in the back chilling. And when it comes down to it, I'm not filming sensitive information. You're wasting resources. And the cops, who may not like me, well, that doesn't matter. They're going to educate you that he has every right to film you. Yeah, but there's kids here. He has every right. I would never film kids anyway. Although it's everybody's legal right to go around and film kids. And it's everybody's legal right to go around and tattoo swastikas in their face if they want to. I wouldn't. I think it's pointless to put a Hindu symbol that's 2,000 years old in your face unless you're trying to make a statement, which I'm not. Point being, you can film anything that you want from public. Anything you can see with your two eyes in public, you can film. So in other words, when you're on the sidewalk and you're filming the FBI headquarters, or if you're on the sidewalk and you're filming a base, or if I'm filming a prison institution, and I don't fucking feel like opening my lips to answer the person what the hell I'm doing out here because suspicion is not a crime, then I'm not going to answer them. And when there's 6, 7, 8 fucking, you know, squad cars pulling up, every single time, I don't have to remove anyone from my video. Every single time some belligerent person wasted resources, sometimes multiple times, and I'm going to repeatedly exercise my right until everyone understands the situation. You are allowed to film anything that is private, that says no filming if you're not there. You understand? On a public sidewalk, you can film that. Inside there, I can film. Now, in a private business, even if that is Walmart, or again, let's say the post office when we go, I can be asked to leave. You can be asked to leave. That's the thing. Nobody can ever ask you to erase your video. You'll see it constantly. Cops will say, erase your footage, or remove this footage, or let's say you're getting trespassed from a store because you went overly into douchebag mode for a funny video or something, right? Just a prank, bro, of a video. Guess what? They can say, remove, but they never will. And you don't have to. If you want to, you know, do something out of your choice, or that's fine. But you don't have to blur anybody. They can never make you erase footage. Nobody can make you erase footage. Not a manager, not a cop. They're misinformed if they say that. They can ask you to leave, and if you don't leave, you can be trespassed and therefore arrested. That said, I can go around and film whatever I want. If people are upset and emotionally off-put and erratic, I'm going to sit right there calm, let them get in my face, possibly assault me. I'm the guy who would laugh if I got socked in the face. So yes, spitting on my shirt would be considered assault. 100% as anyone with basic common knowledge does. But I'd laugh it off first out. So I'm going to film all I like, and every once in a while when, I guess, a Karen or a Darren, if you want to call it that, comes up and says, I don't want to be filmed, I don't want to be filmed, and they call the cops, and the cops are like, okay, guess what? He has every right to film, and he's going to film, and that's just how it's going to go. I can film anything I see from public eye. When it says no photography, no this, that doesn't matter if you're 3 feet away from the window at a public sidewalk. That applies to inside and in the publicly accessible areas, whether it's a Walmart, or whether it's outside a police station or inside a police station in the lobby, you know, all these places. That's not private information. That applies to, like, that's somebody zooming in over the counter. No, sitting in the back doing this. And this is me explaining something I don't have to explain. I do silent treatment a lot. If cops show up and they're belligerent, and then the funny thing happens. I have every right to use your face on video. You had a temper tantrum. You approached me. And the cops tell you he doesn't need your permission. He can post it all over. And there's no such thing as suing somebody in a public place. Common sense, your emotions taking over. And that's just how it goes with public photography. You can film anything you want from anywhere, and unless you've committed a crime, you don't even have to answer the police. Your lawyer will tell you this, not douchebag McMark, if that's your perception of me. You're upset because you don't like the idea that anybody can just film you all they want in public, and they can. We're not talking about following you. We're talking about me, who doesn't even have to explain this. I'll play the silent treatment, but if I do, it's going to show that I was not disruptive. I'm quietly filming, and every time you'll be educated in the law. Anything out in public sidewalk, public view, you can film. And in publicly accessible areas of buildings, whether federal, private, you know, a little private business may ask you to leave. We don't want you in here. They have the right to ask you to leave. And I have the right to wait there for 5 or 10 minutes and say, really? Well, is it in your policy? Show me a sign, and maybe the cops will come up and say they want you trespassed. And I'll do that calmly and on my own end. If you want to have a fit, you can. But I'll wait for the cops. And if it comes to trespassing, which you probably wouldn't, that's fine. You can be asked to leave. But you can never be asked to remove footage from anyone. You could never be asked to delete footage because you have every right to film anybody. You're a public employee. So it doesn't matter where you are. Government building, federal building, in the lobby, the airports, you can film anything you want, and you don't even have to tell people what you're doing. This is what I've done. This is what I will continue to do. Thank you, public photography.